The stars above Varela 4 shimmered like frost on glass, each light trembling in the Black Sea. Below them, the last of the Avon people prepared to die. Their sky, once a soft swirl of indigo clouds, now burned. The Dravik Swarm, a reptilian war species bred for conquest, had descended upon the system with a fleet large enough to blot out suns. Their ships were jagged, scaled, and hungry, like their makers. Planet after planet had fallen. The Avon were philosophers and artists, not warriors. The war was short, brutal, and hopeless, until a single human ship answered their distress call. It arrived 3 days after the Avon homeworld fell. A lone light, small, fast, and impossibly defiant, dropped out of FTL at the edge of the system. Designation: UNS Dauntless. Captain Elena Reyes stood at the viewport, hands clasped behind her back as she stared at the scarred planet below. Her ship was bleeding from its own wounds, patches of plating replaced with mismatched alloys, its main rail cannon held together by faith and nanoglue. But its crew still stood ready.
"Signal from the Avon colony,"
said Lieutenant Harris, voice tight.
"They've seen us. They're asking if we're the vanguard of a fleet."
Reyes gave a small, bitter smile.
"Tell them no. Tell them we're a messenger."
"And the message, ma'am?"
She looked out at the stars.
"That humanity doesn't leave its friends to die."
The bridge was silent. The Avon didn't know it yet, but Earth had no fleet near this sector. The Dauntless was alone, the first exploration ship to cross into the Outer Rim in nearly a decade. But Reyes couldn't stand by while another species was exterminated. She'd seen what the Dravik did to civilians. She still heard the screams from Antheos Prime. If she was all that stood between the Avon and extinction, then she would make her stand. The first Dravik advance group arrived within the hour. 3 destroyers, each twice the size of the Dauntless. They came in tight formation, confident, radiating energy signatures like roaring fires.
"3 contacts,"
said Harris.
"Closing at intercept velocity.
Time to contact?
7 minutes."
Good.
Reyes turned toward the tactical display.
Load torpedoes 1 through 4. Target their lead ship's reactor coils. Then burn everything we've got toward that asteroid field.
The crew obeyed without question. They were veterans, survivors of the Terran Hadar conflict, where humanity had learned the art of fighting outnumbered. When the Dravik destroyers entered firing range, the Dauntless vanished into the rocks. The first salvo from the lizard ships turned the asteroids into molten clouds. But inside the chaos, Reyes struck. 4 torpedoes screamed out, guided by AI precision. The first 2 were shot down. The third hit a destroyer's armor. The fourth punched through, igniting its antimatter feed. The explosion lit the field like dawn. Before the other ships could react, the Dauntless darted through debris, cannons flaring. 2 more impacts, 2 kills, and then the silence of deep space.
3 enemy destroyers down,"
said Harris, voice cracking.
We got them all."
Reyes exhaled slowly.
"Not them all," she said. "Just the first wave."
The Avon fleet, what little was left of it, sent frantic messages of disbelief. A single human ship had just done what 10 of theirs could not. They begged the Dauntless to land, to join them on the surface, to hide among their mountain bunkers. But Reyes refused.
"We can't hide.
She said over open comms.
If we run, they'll find you. If we die up here, They might think you're already Ash. That'll buy you time.
The Avon Prime Minister appeared on the screen, eyes wide, feathers dulled from grief.
You fight for us. Why? You are not of our kind.
Reyes smiled faintly.
We are all of the same kind when monsters come.
Her words were transmitted planet-wide. The Avon recorded it, replayed it, whispered it like a prayer. The humans, these strange mammals from the blue world of Sol, fought for someone else. Admiral Krashar, High Fang of the Dravik, watched the combat footage with growing disbelief. His snout curled in anger. The small human vessel had destroyed 3 destroyers and vanished into the asteroid field before his reinforcements arrived.
This mammal ship is insignificant.
One of his sub-commanders hissed.
A nuisance.
Krashar slammed his claws on the holotable.
A nuisance that cost us 3 warships. That ship bleeds, but it fights with the fury of a dying god.
He studied the trajectory.
Send 10 ships. Hunt it. Tear the system apart if you must.
And so, the hunt began. For 6 days, the Dauntless fought and ran. The crew slept in shifts, ate protein bars that tasted like dust, and fought off exhaustion with caffeine and rage. They set traps in the debris belts, used the magnetic storms of Varella's twin moons as cover, and struck from the shadows like ghosts. Each engagement cost the Dravik dearly. Ambush after ambush, explosions flaring like fireflies in the void. The Avon watched from the surface, seeing distant flashes of light in their night sky. They named them human stars. On the 3rd day, the Dauntless intercepted a transmission from the Dravik fleet, raw fury in every word.
Human vessel, you cannot win. Surrender your ship, and we will make your death swift.
Reyes replied with calm steel.
Swift isn't our style.
She cut the channel and ordered the next ambush. By the 6th day, the Dauntless had destroyed 15 enemy ships, cruisers, corvettes, even a carrier crippled by a suicide torpedo run through its hangar bay. But every victory came at a cost. Their fuel reserves dropped to 12%. The railgun barrel was cracked, and their hull looked like it had been chewed by a Gavarian marsh beast. Still, they fought. The Dravik finally changed tactics. They feigned a retreat, pulling their ships toward the system's gas giant, leaving a tempting hole in their lines. Harris saw it first.
They want us to chase them.
Reyes stared at the map.
Yeah, and we will.
The bridge went silent.
Captain,
Harris said, incredulous. Reyes smiled.
They think they can lure us into the giant's gravity well. We'll use it instead.
The Dauntless accelerated, diving into the upper atmosphere of the gas giant. Lightning arced across its hull. The Dravik fleet followed, 20 ships plunging into the roiling clouds. Reyes's plan was insane. But humanity had a habit of winning with insanity.
Deploy the drone mines.
She ordered.
Pattern Delta.
Dozens of small, silent drones detached from the hull, forming a web across the atmosphere's edge. When the Dravik ships entered pursuit range, the mines activated, releasing EMP shockwaves and sensor jammers. The Dravik formation fell into chaos. Ships collided. Others lost navigation. The Dauntless turned back through the storm and opened fire, targeting engines and reactors. The gas giant's lightning storms finished the rest. When the dust cleared, only 2 Dravik ships remained, both limping away, their shields flickering. The Dauntless was barely holding together. Half its systems offline, reactors overheating.
Status?
Reyes asked quietly.
Critical,
Said Harris.
we can't take another hit.
Then we make them miss.
That night, the crew gathered in the mess hall, what was left of it. The walls shook with every system restart. They all knew tomorrow would be their last stand. Reyes stood at the center, holding a small cup of coffee like a chalice.
I won't make speeches.
She said softly.
You all know why we're here.
She looked at their faces, tired, bruised, but proud.
Somewhere down there, people are alive because of us. Maybe they'll remember. Maybe they won't. But it doesn't matter. We stand here so others don't have to.
She raised her cup.
For the line of Saul.
They echoed her words. For the line. At dawn, the horizon of Varela 4 shimmered with fire. The Dravik main fleet had arrived. Over 60 ships, battleships, carriers, war hulks, descended like a storm. The Dauntless rose to meet them, engines burning blue.
Contact in 3 minutes.
Said Harris.
Open a channel to the Avon planet.
Reyes said. When the feed connected, she spoke clearly.
This is Captain Reyes of the Terran ship Dauntless. The Dravik are coming for you. We're going to buy you every second we can. Hide your people. Stay alive. Humanity stands with you.
Then she closed the channel and turned to her crew.
Let's remind the galaxy why they should fear humans.
The first barrage hit them like a hammer. Shields flared, cracked, failed. The Dauntless returned fire, railguns howling, torpedoes streaking like comets. The battle was hopeless, but it was beautiful. Each maneuver was a dance of defiance. They weaved through enemy lines, fired point-blank into engine cores, used drifting wrecks as cover. Every explosion painted the sky. The Avon watched from below, tears streaming as a single human ship held the line against an armada. When their ammunition finally ran out, Reyes made her choice.
Transmit to all channels.
She said. Her voice echoed across the system, carried on every frequency the Dravik used.
This is the UNS Dauntless. Humanity stands for the living. You can burn our worlds, break our ships, and bury our names, but you will never break our will. For every human you kill, 1,000 more will rise. For every ship you destroy, 10 more will come. Remember this moment, Dravik. Remember that one ship stopped your fleet.
Then she gave her final order.
Charge the reactor.
Harris froze.
Captain, that'll...
I know.
She said.
Let's make it count.
They rammed the nearest battleship and detonated the core. The explosion consumed them both, a star blooming in the sky. For hours afterward, the battlefield was quiet. The Dravik fleet drifted, stunned. Their sensors were blind from the blast. Their morale was gone. And then the stars rippled. Dozens of FTL wakes tore across the void. The Earth fleet had arrived. 50 Terran warships, sleek, black, and bristling with weapons, emerged from hyperspace like angels of vengeance. At their head was the UNS Concordia, flagship of the 5th Expeditionary Force. Admiral Juno Vega's voice thundered over every frequency.
To the Dravik fleet!
She roared.
You attacked civilians, you burned worlds, you murdered our allies, you killed my people.
She paused.
Now you face humanity.
What followed was not a battle. It was annihilation. The Dravik, broken and leaderless, tried to flee. The Terran fleet pursued with surgical precision, rail slugs, antimatter lances, gravity torpedoes. In 23 minutes, the sky was clear. The Avan watched the debris fall like meteors. Their saviors had come, but the little ship that had bought them time was gone. Weeks later, when the Avan rebuilt their cities, they erected a monument on the mountain overlooking their capital. It showed a human hand reaching toward the stars, forged from the melted hull of the Dauntless. Beneath it, the inscription in both Avan and Terran script, "For the line of soul." They stood when none else could. Every year, the Avan light candles beneath that monument, and every year, human ships visit to pay respects, the descendants of that small crew who fought an empire alone. In the dark corners of the galaxy, the Dravik whisper a name that chills even their warm-blooded hearts. Not humans, not earthborn, but the fire between stars. Because when they look up into the night, they see the same constellation. A pattern of wreckage, glowing faintly in orbit around Varela 4. The last trace of a ship called Dauntless, and they remember the day a single human vessel made them afraid. They say humanity is young, reckless, emotional. But sometimes, emotion is what saves a world. The Dauntless never came home, but her story did. And from that day forward, every Terran ship carried her name somewhere on its hull. A promise to the stars that if you threaten the innocent, you'll face the line of soul. Because humanity doesn't conquer. Humanity protects